AI models are getting more expensive, more restricted, and honestly harder to stay committed. One week, Claude feels like the best choice, and then ChatGPT gets better. And then Google shows up with something new. So the question is no longer which model is the best, because these questions matter less and less. Personally, I see the performance difference between these frontier models is getting marginal. And it's really more about how do you build your AI agent stack so you are not locked into any of them. And exactly this week, a member inside our community asked this same question. So in this video, I'll show you how to build one portable AI marketing agent workspace and run it across Claude and Codex. And the same concept applies when you want to bring it to other platforms. Let's go. So first thing first, what is an AI agent really? Because understanding this concept right is really important as we design the agent stack. And here is NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang describe it.
The agent consists of model, harness, tools and skills, and a runtime. You can think of the model as the brain, the harness as the body, the tools that it uses, working in a runtime.
And what makes an agent instead of a chatbot is the loop. So it takes an action, check the results, and keep going until the job is done. So think of your AI marketing agent. The model determines its intelligence in doing marketing tasks, but the harness is what makes it your own marketing agent. It knows your brand voice, it has access to your campaign data, so swap Claude for ChatGPT model. The marketing ability changes, but everything that makes it yours, that is the harness. Now, there are two main ways AI agents can run. Cloud agents like Claude Managed Agent, Google Gemini Spark, Google Enterprise Agent Platform, Perplexity Computer on Manus. So these agents run on the company cloud server and don't automatically have access to your local computer. And the second way, local agents, which I believe most of us use, like Claude, Cowork, Codex, Hermes, OpenClaw, they run on your own computer or company server. You can let them read your files and folders directly. And for this video, we're covering Claude and Codex specifically, but the general principles stay the same. So now let's design your agent workspace. And this is the harness we just talked about. Now, of course, it can get super technical, but the simplest version to think of it is a whole project workspace with 5 core components. And this exact folder is what you carry to Claude, Codex, or Anti-Gravity, or other AI platforms. So first, the knowledge and context, including memory, what your agent knows about you and your brand. And second, the instructions or configuration files. So these tells how the agent should behave, rules and specs to follow in your workspace. And third, agent skills, the workflow that the agent can trigger and run. And fourth, specialized sub-agents. So there are specialized role definitions stored inside your harness and can be called when needed. And lastly, tools. So they are used by the agents to access your real system, like your marketing, analytics, CRM data. And knowing the core components is the key to making your agent system portable. Because once you see the setup as different core components, you are not asking, how do I rebuild everything? But really just asking which are portable or not. And we can just simply group them into 3 buckets. Bucket number 1, completely portable. So you can just grab them and go. Works anywhere. Bucket number 2, that needs a small translation to make them work across platforms. And bucket 3 isn't portable directly. So your context and knowledge, they are bucket 1, since basically they're just plain files, documents, assets really. Instructions, agent skills, and sub-agents, so they are bucket 2 because they are basically the same content, but each platform just package them a bit different. And your tools, that is bucket 3, since you might need to reconnect as you move between platforms. And to give you some examples, perhaps you're on a marketing team, one brand, so you can have one shared context folder, so the agents pull from the same brand truth, and then each channel get its own project folders. Paid channels, content, email, SEO, and the sub-agents, skills, instructions are shared across the whole team. Or maybe another scenario is you are on a functional team, say SEO. Same setup, but everything narrows to one job. And instead of channels, you split by the type of the SEO work. So the shape is the same, but it just goes deeper instead of wider. Or maybe you're a solo consultant managing multiple clients. You can organize all your clients in one workspace. each with their own context, but your skills and agents sit up top and shared. And if one client needs their own context and skills, it just lives in their own folder. So that means you inherit by default and add only what's different. So once you see it that way, you are not building X number of separate setups. You are building one portable set that you can carry anywhere. If you want a starting point for building your own portable marketing agent stack, then this free resource I've put together with HubSpot is exactly that. It's called the Marketer's Agent Skill Pack. So this resource contains 5 agent skills for the marketing work you're probably already doing every week: content research, copywriting, strategy proposal, data visualization, and landing page auditing. So they are built to be portable, so each one checks the brand context first, so you don't need to repeat on every project and produce something on brand that already sounds like you. And my favorite skills I built in this pack is the strategy proposal. So it will base on your brand situations and goals and come up with any initial plan that inspire your own thinking. So grab it for free in the description, and thank you HubSpot for partnering with me on this resource and for sponsoring this video. Now to give you a better idea. So for example, I'm setting up my marketing agent workspace. And so here I can first set up a marketing folder on my local machine. And we have different subfolders that use the setup structure that I just showed you. By the way, I have another whole video talking about how you can set up Claude inside VS Code. You can check this out. So we have the core context folder containing the core context file for my brand. So product offerings, and these are just example files. So other marketing folders, and these are the portable elements that we just talked about. And then we also have the MCP connection file and the Claude.md, which is the project instructions for this agent workspace. So once we have these 3 elements, so let's also install some agent skills, because it's an important piece for your agent stack. So first we'll create the .claude folder, as this is the official structure. And underneath, we will create one more folder, skills, which will contain all the agent skills. And then of course, we need to load some skills. Again, if you have no idea, just install the agent skill pack resource I just shared. And then when you unzip them, you should see all the skill files. And then you can just drag all these skill folders into this project to install them. And now these agent skills are enabled that you can just call by using the / command. So now it's time to create a first AI marketing agent. So in this case, we'll ask it to create a data analyst agent, and that will turn marketing performance data into insights and use the data visualization skills we just installed and with the memory enabled. And pretty quickly, it has created these agents, and we can actually see there is a new agent folder created that contains the data analyst agent file. So this file will define the role for this agent, how it should behave, workflow, etc. And so let's try with a task. So for example, we can just simply ask it about how the website is performing in the last 2 weeks in SEO. And that is the loop happen. So this agent will pull the data from Google Search Console, which we have already connected through the MCP tools, and then calling the agent skills, and then generate the data visualization and save the file inside the SEO folder, and then to verify it is on brand. And because we already have the brand designer skill enabled, so you can see everything will look on brand with the data, visual story, charts and graphs presented, and how Claude highlights the performance and where we should be improving and do better. And you can always follow up with these agents with more questions. And with this same approach, you can continue to create other AI marketing agents for your marketing team. So just now we've created our first basic agent workspace inside Claude. Now again, our ultimate goal is to make it transferable so we are not being logged into any AI vendors. So the key is knowing how different platforms' ecosystem map with each other. So remember the 3 bucket concept we just talked about? Your context and knowledge memories, they are identical across platforms. Project instructions, skills, and agents, this is where you need to map according to the ecosystem. They are pretty much the same thing, just the naming and the default folder location is a bit different. So let's say we want to transfer this agent stack to Codex. So by the way, if you're not familiar with the OpenAI Codex, it is also a local desktop agent, just like Claude Code or Cowork, where you can run your custom agents, custom skills for doing the actual work. So it also has plugins to connect different tools, external system, or agent skills that you can immediately install and use. So now we can just go to the projects and then load back the same project folder we set up from Claude. And good news is, if this is your first time importing your project from Claude Code, Codex will automatically detect any useful configurations from Claude ecosystem and help you to do the mapping. So you can just click continue and then one click to import the same project. And so we can actually see from the folder structure, there are some new folders like the .agents folder that the Codex ecosystem use, the .codex folder, the configuration file, and also the default agents.md. So Codex had helped us to do the mapping in the first place and convert them. And then we can also go to the skills panel and actually see all the agent skills have been successfully migrated back to the Codex ecosystem as well. And then finally, also double check all the MCP tools connections like Google Search Console, as well as other marketing tools that you have connected inside your agent workspace, and you can reconnect them now if you find anything has lost connection. So now let's say I'm continuing working inside this workspace on Codex, and I have a new skill landing page audit that I wanted to install. So first, I can just upload the skills and ask Codex to install for this project. It is that simple, and it will install this new skill on the agents folder where Codex stores the skills by default. So after installing the new skills, perhaps this time we also want to create a second AI marketing agent for the team, which is a growth specialist. So using the similar approach, we can first define the role for this agent, what are the skills that I will use, and then enable the memory. And then very quickly, Codex will help create the second agent for our workspace. And we can actually see there is a new growth specialist agent file stored under the Codex folder. So basically, this is how you start creating some new AI marketing agents, new skills, new files, assets, and continue working on the same project after migrating from another AI platform. Again, let's try a task for this second agent. So we can just tag this growth specialist agent, and so much the same way as on Claude, and then ask Codex to open the website homepage in the browser and do a full audit and pull the analysis. So these agents will read through the same set of contexts we have imported, and then Codex will now control the browser. And from my testing, Codex is much faster in controlling the browser and is much more accurate as well. So it will also take screenshots, audit the page using different resolutions to make sure the UX is good on different devices, which is what I like. And now it will output this well-formatted audit report in a Word document format, which the agent has used the skills to create. So it contains the detailed findings, how we should fix that, and then with the core action list. And since this is a reusable skills, that means I can just let the agent to audit other key marketing pages or to do it all at once. Okay, just now we've built something new on the other platform, perhaps in this case it's Codex. And for most of us, we just want to switch back and forth because sometimes we just want to go back to Claude or other platforms, perhaps just love certain features. And that's why we also need a two-way thing. Of course, you could totally do this yourself and just follow the portability map I just showed you. But that's manual work every time. So I have created this agent migration skills that does the conversion between Claude and Codex. And you can just grab the skills below. So once you download the migration skills, you can just install it inside Claude and Codex. And I suggest you to install the skills at the user account level, and so that other projects can also access and use these skills as well. And the whole process will take you just less than 2 minutes. And you can always confirm if the skills has been successfully installed at the user account level by checking the skill panel. So now let's say I just want to go back to Claude and I want to use this same agent workspace. So I can just call this migration skill and ask it to prepare this workspace to be migrated back to Claude, which is our target platform. And so this skill will first scan your entire project and then come up with the migration plan. So in this example, it noticed this project has new skills and agents which needs to be translated back in order to work in the Claude ecosystem. And now you can review and approve it, and it will also ask you to backup or not. And I always recommend you to make a backup for agent workspace first before making any file changes, just for safety reason. Now after that, you can see all the key components have been synced with the new skills. The newly created agents has been migrated back to the Claude folder, as well as other configuration files. Note, for now, these skills doesn't cover the sync of the agent memory files, but it is doable. So if you really want to go more advanced, you can just point the agent memory files to one single source of truth that both AI platforms have access and do the sync. So now after these migrations, I can just load back the same agent workspace inside Claude and reuse the same growth specialist agent we just created from Codex. And then even ask it to check back the audit report Codex just did. So in this case, I wanted to base on the audit report and help to redesign our new website homepage. So everything will run seamlessly. And Claude will load back the same agent, the same skills inside its workspace and complete the task by saving it inside the same folder. And here is the results. So this is the newly redesigned homepage using the branded design skill, the logo, and this is the power of the context and knowledge and other dynamic context that you have set up inside this agent workspace. Because you don't need to repeat yourself, even you have moved platform. And the agents will already know about your brand, what are your product offerings, who do you want to speak to, what is your brand value proposition, and the brand style, and it will generate exactly that, and making it consistent every single time. And then it will just refresh the homepage layout, and I can see it optimized the messaging based on the audit findings. And using this approach, the best thing is now you can just bring this agent workspace, run the same skills, agents in other AI platforms like Codex or Claude, or apply the same concept for other platforms. And so you are not locked into any of them. You can always have the flexibility to switch as you go. So don't care too much about the model's intelligence. Instead, set up a better foundations for your agent system so it can compound over time. If you find this video useful, please give me a thumbs up. I also encourage you to join our growth community. If you want to go beyond prompting and actually build an AI marketing system that works for you, this is where we go deep. You can find the link below to join. And before you go, also recommend you to check out this video about building other AI marketing agents inside Claude. I will see you next time.